Okay, well, thank you very much. Kumusta kayo mga kababayan ko po dito sa Malaysia, dito po sa Sabah. Today is Friday, thanks God, it's a Friday po. No? And bukas, weekend holidays na naman tayo, Saturday and Sunday. Sana po you are going to enjoy ang mga weekend holidays natin. Huwag natin kalimutan na we spend the weekend with our family po kasi kailangan talaga po maskin paano. Let's make sure that we spend time with our family. A family that prays together, stays together. And huwag natin kalimutan yan po. Ito si Nico Fabian, nandito naman sa programa natin, Nick Talk, na Real Talk with Nico. And of course, better day to all of you. Magandang araw sa inyong lahat po. Be it mga Filipinos, mga Malaysian friends natin dito po sa Malaysia, sa Sabah. Mga overseas Filipino workers dyan sa iba-ibang nasyon, no? And of course, ang mga kaibigan natin, kababayan natin, mga loved ones natin, nandyan po sa Pilipinas. Kumusta kayo po? And of course, ito po, si Nico will give you now ang mga latest updates na mayroon tayo galing sa Pilipinas. Now, medyo late tayo ngayon sabihin natin, program natin ngayon dahil I am watching, I'm monitoring itong ongoing, sabihin natin na resumption ng Blue Ribbon Committee dyan po sa Senado. Nakumpisa kanina alas 10 and ngayon may lunch break sila and they are going to continue at 2 o'clock. No? But habang nandoon ongoing ang resumption ng Blue Ribbon Committee po, no? Lumabas din mga iba-ibang notisya po regarding itong flood control projects. And although I cannot give you, it's not a breaking news po kasi lumabas ito kanina, I think 1 hour ago sa mga national media outlets natin dyan po sa Pilipinas. And of course sa social media mayroon na po lumabas na ang footages or video clip na showing na si former Congressman Saldi Co, no? Involved ito sa scandalous or itong hot issues dyan po sa Pilipinas tungkol sa 2025 national budget, which has been described as the most corrupt national budget in the history of the Philippines. And at the same time, ang pangalan niya po is also involved dyan po sa investigasyon ng flood control projects na dahil sa anomalous deals dyan po sa flood control projects pagdating ang typhoon like what happened sa Typhoon Tino and sa Typhoon Uwan. Grabe po ang kalbaryo ng mga affected typhoon victims po, no? And lumabas na ang statement and ang mga national media outlets natin sa Pilipinas, they are trying to get the comments, reaction coming from itong video clip po showing si former Congressman Saldi Co po, wherein he started or he said that he will tell the truth. No? He will tell the truth. Ang truth but nothing else but the truth po. And apparently, based on the video clip na nakita natin po, he was saying that they only use him. Sino use him? Si former Speaker Martin Romualdez and of course, ang presidente natin si BBM. Now, let's see po kung this is really verified na talaga, no? But lumabas na ito sa national media and I feel it obligated also para sa mga Filipinos dito sa Kota Kinabalu o dito sa Sabah po to share with you po in the event you did not see this yet po. Although, ang warning ko lang po, no, po I got it from ABS-CBN. No? ABS-CBN, ang legit media, national media po dyan po sa Pilipinas. But they are still also trying to get verification and comments coming from former Congressman Saldi Co. Saldi Co, wala po sa Pilipinas, nasa ibang bansa siya po and we don't know kung nasaan talaga ang location niya. Alright? So, yun po, that's the first thing that I'm going to touch sa issue natin ngayon po. And second is, I will brief you a little bit on what transpired during the first few hours ng resumption of the flood control of Blue Ribbon Committee, no? Ongoing Blue Ribbon Committee investigation po, which started at 10 o'clock this morning and it will continue later on. So ngayon, they're still on lunch break. So nandito po. Let me share with you first ang video clip of Saldi ko po wherein he was saying, he was talking about ang sitwasyon niya po. Ang sitwasyon niya po. And then later on, after I'll show you the video clip, then let's talk about a little bit ang mga statements niya po. Alright. So, nandito, let's watch and listen to this video clip.
Pilipino. Alam ko na buo ang galit ninyo sa akin ngayon. Nauunawaan ko rin kung bakit. Lalo na at malaki ang halagang nakataya. Pero bago kayo humusga, hayaan ninyong ipaliwanag ko ang buong katotohanan. Matagal akong hindi nagsalita dahil may direktang utos sa akin. Huwag nang bumalik ng Pilipinas at manahimik lamang. Umalis ako noong July 19, 2025 para sa aking medical check-up. Nakaplanong bumalik pagkatapos ng SONA ni Pangulo. Pero habang papauwi na ako, tinawagan ako ni dating Speaker Martin Romualdez at sinabihan, "Stay out of the country. You will be well taken care of as instructed by the President." Noon naniniwala pa ako sa kanila, kaya't hindi ako bumalik. Tumikom ang aking bibig, sumunod ako, pero ang hindi ko alam, ang ibig pala nilang sabihin sa aalagaan ka namin ay gagamitin ako bilang panakibutas sa kanilang kampanya laban sa korupsyon. Ginawa nila akong poster boy ng kanilang sariling kasinungalingan. Ngayon, hindi na ako mananahimik, ilalabas ko ang lahat ng katotohanan. May resibo, may ebidensya, at may pangalan. Nagsimula ito nung tumawag si Sekmina Pangandaman sa akin nung nag-umpisa ang BICAM process last year, 2024. Ang sabi niya, katatapos lang ng meeting nila ni Pangulo at may instructions na mag-insert or magpasok ng 100 billion worth of projects sa BICAM. At sinabi pa ni Sekmina, you can confirm with Yusek Adrian Bersamin dahil magkasama sila sa meeting ni Pangulong BBM noong araw na yon. Tinawagan ko po agad si Yusek Adrian Bersamin at tinanong ko kung may instruction nga ba ang Pangulo na magpasok ng 100 billion during their meeting. Ang sabi niya ay totoo nga po. Right after our conversation, tinawagan ko po si dating Speaker Martin Romualdez at nireport ko ang instructions ng Presidente to insert the 100 billion projects. At sinabi niya sa akin, what the President wants, he gets. After ng ilang araw, nag-set po ng meeting si Sekmina Pangandaman at Yusek Adrian Bersamin sa amin ni dating Speaker Martin Romualdez sa Aguado Building in front of Gate 4 ng Malacanang at nandun din po si Yusek Jojo Cadiz. During the meeting, binigay po ni Yusek Adrian Bersamin ang listahan na worth 100 billion. Tinanong ko po si Yusek Adrian kung saan galing ang listahan. Ang sagot niya, galing kay PBBM mismo at binigay niya ito mula sa brown leather bag. Nung sinabi po ni Yusek Adrian Bersamin, yung brown leather bag, naalala ko nung nasa Singapore kami right after the elections of May 2022 sa Hilton Hotel, kami ni dating Speaker Martin and PBBM habang pauwi at pabalik ng Pilipinas, hinabol ang PSG ang brown leather bag at ang sabi ni PBBM, maiwan na lahat, wag lang ang brown leather bag. Kaya naniwala ko na utos talaga ito ng Pangulo. Pagkatapos ng ilang araw, I informed sina dating Speaker Martin Romualdez, Sekmina Pangandaman, Yusek Adrian Bersamin, and Yusek Jojo Cadiz na kung pwede 50 billion lang ang ipasok sa program funds dahil sobra ang DPWH funds versus sa DepEd. In practice, hindi pwede na mas malaki ang budget ng DPWH kaysa edukasyon. And yung balance na 50 billion, ilagay na lang sa program funds Pangulo. Ipasok ninyo yan dahil pinangako na sa akin ni Speaker Martin yan at hindi na pwedeng baguhin. Kumbaga, ang utos ng hari hindi pwedeng mabali. Again, I informed the Speaker and asked clearance about the instructions ng Pangulo. At ang sabi niya, wala tayong magagawa. Kaya po nagtataka ako kung bakit sinasabi ni Pangulo na hindi niya makilala ang budget. Samantalang lahat na binawas at dinagdag sa mga ahensya ng gobyerno ay humihingi ng approval sa kanya si Secmina Pangandaman.
Alright, yun po, no? Narinig niyo po a portion na mayroon pa daw yun na part 2, no? Part 2. This is the video clip, no? Video statement allegedly coming from Saldico, former congressman ng Saldico, whose name is really involved dyan po sa anomalya, corruption issue dyan po sa Pilipinas. And that's it. Yun ang ano natin. And we'll see po kung totoo ba ito o hindi. But anyway, I got it from the mga reports po, no? Mga reports coming from Manila. And okay, let me share with you a story coming from ABS-CBN. No? Nandito po, lumabas. Saldico breaks silence on flood control mess. And it was reported by Jamin Punzalan and Vivian Gulia, ABS News. ABS News po. And published November 14, 2025 at 12:14 p.m. And updated November 14, 2025, 12:35 p.m. Okay. And nandito po ang news. Lumabas po sa report ng ABS-CBN. Hindi ito galing sa akin, but galing ito po sa ABS-CBN. Okay, let me read you this article, news article po. Former Congressman Elizaldo Co. on Friday or today po broke his silence on the flood control scandal and claimed that he was used as a scapegoat. Co said that he left the country for a medical checkup in July and had planned to go home after President Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos Jr.'s State of the Nation address. But Co said then the House Speaker Martin Romualdez supposedly told him in a phone call, "Stay out of the country. You will be well taken care of as instructed by the President." He claimed that the start of the bicameral process in 2024, Budget Secretary Amina Pangadaman told him that she had just met with Marcos Jr. and supposedly instructed Co to insert around 100 billion pesos worth of projects in the budget. Co said he verified the supposed instructions with Undersecretary Adrian Bersamin. Right after our conversation, tinawagan ko po si dating Speaker Martin Romualdez at nireport ko ang instruction ng Presidente to insert the 100 billion pesos projects. At sinabi niya sa akin, what the President wants, he gets, he said. Sabi ni Saldico, excuse me. ABS-CBN News is seeking comment from official tag by Co. Itong statement po, video clip po, lumabas allegedly. May pangalan doon po that it came from the office of Saldico. Diyan po. So, 100% na ngayon, nagiging viral na naman itong issue na ito po, no? Kung totoo ba itong video clip or hindi. But anyway, let's see, I will continue to monitor ang situation dyan po sa, sabihin natin na sa mga news sa Pilipinas o sa Maynila, and more particularly itong issue ngayon, ang video clip ni former Congressman Saldico. Former Congressman Saldico po is abroad. Nobody knows where he is now, and in fact, received an invitation coming from the Blue Ribbon Committee to attend the resumption of the Blue Ribbon Committee investigation today. But apparently this morning, while I was monitoring the hearing, he was officially announced that he cannot attend ang hearing. Ang hearing po. And also invited during the hearing today, si former Speaker Martin Romualdez, Representative Martin Romualdez, but wala din siya po sa hearing. Dahil po, according to the incumbent Speaker of the House of Representatives, si Speaker D, the third, sabi niya po, it might jeopardize ang ongoing investigation ng ICI or Independent Commission for Infrastructure, who is also investigating itong flood control project anomalous deals dyan po sa Pilipinas. So, ibig sabihin, wala po. There are other invited guests po. They also did not attend the hearing today. They did not attend the hearing today. And kita natin na nandoon din po si Senator Rodante Marcoleta, nandoon si Senator Erwin Tulfo, of course, ang chairman si Senator Ping Lacson, ang Senate President si Tito Soto, si Senator Kiko Pangilinan, nakita ko rin ang presensya ni Senator Ejercito, no? And of course, nandyan din si Senator Risa Ontiveros, nandyan din po si Senator, sino pa ba yun, nandyan ang mga senador. Si Senator Gatchalian, no? And of course, on the other side, si Senator Rodante Marcoleta. And wala na iba pang opposition members po, no? Except kay Marcoleta. Ibig sabihin, wala si Senator Alan Cayetano, wala si Senator Bato de la Rosa, si Senator Bongo, si Senator Padilla, and the other members, including si Senator Amy Marcos. We don't know if later on, alas 2, if they're going to resume ang session or ang hearing. I don't know if those absent this morning will be present in the afternoon hearing. Afternoon hearing po, no? So, tingnan natin. So, hindi tayo magtagal dito po sa vlogging natin dahil I'm still monitoring ang sitwasyon or ang hearing dyan po sa Blue Ribbon Committee. And this morning, during the investigation or the hearing, na-allow din na si chairman of Blue Ribbon Committee, Ping Lacson, ang couple, si Curly Diskaya and ang misis niya, si Madam Sara, to punta sila sa bahay nila po and get the ledger, ang ledger po, which during the time of Senator Rodante Marcoleta, when he was still the chairman, I think during the first or second hearing yan po, ang mga Diskaya po, they mentioned that they have itong ledger. Wala mga signatures, but they took note, no? Ang mga tao whom they gave itong mga SOP or mga commission po. So, they were given today, and they have to return back to the hearing today also po itong the Diskaya's couple to show or submit ang ledger which they said they recorded when they started giving ang pera, cash money sa mga proponents, no? Sa mga proponents. During the hearing also, si former Undersecretary of the Department of Public Works and Highways, si Roberto Bernardo, also appeared and gave his supplemental affidavit, wherein during that or in this supplemental affidavit, no, he mentioned several names of senators whom sabi niya po involved dito po sa anomalya. And the names mentioned are as follows. Si Senator Bong Revilla was mentioned. Si Senator Estrada was mentioned, Jinggoy Estrada. Si Senator Joel Villanueva was mentioned. Si Senator Nancy Binay also was mentioned sa supplementary affidavit ni, sabihin natin, ni former Undersecretary ng Department of Public Works and Highways, Roberto Bernardo, implicating them po, no? And of course, pagdating naman sa mga congressmen, nandyan lang po si Congressman Saldico, si Kahayon, no? And other congressmen po, no? Pero hanggang doon na lang po ang mga lista po, the names will be revealed later on siguro po during the news reports sa mga local media diyan po sa Manila, sa national media po. So, yon po ang senaryo kanina sa Blue Ribbon Committee hearing. Sa Blue Ribbon Committee hearing. And, of course, nagsalita din si Rodante Marcoleta questioning on the presence of DOJ trying to defend, so-called defend ang ito si Yusek Roberto Bernardo, no? Roberto Bernardo po. So tingnan natin if I can still give you ano ba ito? Tingnan natin if I can still give you some news. Ito po, you see, during the hearing ito po, no? During the hearing, you listen po. Several senators on Friday pressed contractors Sara and Curly Discayas to submit a ledger that would support the allegations against officials who supposedly received kickbacks from their construction companies. Mr. Discaya or si Curly said that he was still detained. He was still detained at the Senate for contempt and has yet to secure temporary freedom to look for the ledgers. But the Senate President Vicente Soto III pointed out that Mrs. Discaya was not in Senate detention and was free to look for the documents. And it is for these reasons that finally ang committee decided to allow itong couple, Discaya's couple, to leave the Senate premises or the hearing po and go to their offices and get the ledger with a condition that they have to go back before the Senate hearing ends today and present ang ledger. Dahil importante na importante itong ledger po, no? Sabi ni Senator Tito Soto, ang sabi natin Senate President. So, medyo okay naman. Hindi naman mainit ang hearing kanina. I don't know what will happen later on during the afternoon session. But whatever mayroon man po, no? What will happen dyan po, kung may mga malaking balita na naman po, I'll make sure that tayo, mga Filipinos dito sa Malaysia or dito sa Sabah po, via sa itong programa natin, Nick Talk, The Real Talk with Nico po, you will be able to sabihin natin get the news, no? Get the news po, no? But before I will go and watch and monitor ang hearing na naman po kasi malapit na 2:00, no? I just want to again ask ang mga Filipinos, mga countrymen ko po dito sa Malaysia, particularly po dito sa Sabah, to please include prayers kay former Senate President natin po and a person who played a very big role po in sabihin natin yon People's Power 1 po, no? Last 1986, and I'm referring to former Senator Juan Ponce Enrile, who passed away yesterday at the age of 101. So may his soul rest in peace. Coming from me and from my immediate family members po, and of course coming from the Filipino communities dito sa Malaysia, dito po sa Sabah. Now may his soul rest in peace, and condolences to the immediate family members of the late Juan Ponce Enrile. So in the meantime, hanggang dito na lang ang programa natin po, and ingat tayong lahat, and whatever news I will get later on po, and I'll make sure that you will be properly informed. In the meantime, ito po, si Nico once again would like to say thank you very much for making me a part of your day today. Ingat tayong lahat po, and enjoy tayo ang weekend holidays natin. Malaysia, Sabah, the Philippines, God bless us all. Godspeed. I love you, and I'll see you in my next episode. Bye.